Hello and welcome to another Pauper video. I'm Kalikaiz and today we're playing fairies. Oh wait, we're playing elves. This is a deck that is playing elves with a Spellstutter Sprite package and a couple of ways to pick it up. We have Pauper Elf that can untap our Tangled Islet that gives us blue. We can search up the Tangled Islet with our Generous Ent. We can also randomly get an island off of the Avenging Hunter, which is one of the payoffs in the deck. And then we can cast our Spellstutter Sprite. But do we have enough fairies? We actually have Masked Vandal, which is an elf and a fairy because it's a shapeshifter or changeling. And that allows us to play the Spellstutter Sprite on 2 or 3 or however many. It also messes up bridges, which is a way to stop us from getting wrecked. And Spellstutter Sprite counters the Krark-Clan Shaman while you're in the main deck, stopping us from getting destroyed. We also have Zan, Tunnel Web Explorer. This is some sort of Spider-Man card. I actually don't know what the name is in paper, but whatever. You can inweb it for 2 and a green, and when it ETBs, you can search for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. That gives you your island as well. But you can pick up your Masked Vandal or your Spellstutter Sprite or your Avenging Hunter for extra value. And then in the sideboard, we have 4 Blue Blast, 3 Hydroblast, 4 Fairy Macabre, 4 Spinewoods Paladin. We are not messing around. This deck just recently trophied. It was from Giorgio Combo, under the name Giorgio Midrange. Apparently he's not a combo player anymore. Very powerful player out of Italy. And let's see if we can make it happen too. I haven't played almost any elves, so counting is going to be the hard part, right? I will see you in the matches. The Pauper Underground Jackpot Series is back in Calgary, the Stampede City. 33 events across 3 stores lead to a January finals with thousands in prizes and a custom Western trophy buckle. The community and Discord rocks, so check it out at the links below and be part of the upcoming home of Pauper in Canada. Okay, we're in round 1. We're playing some elves. How do I play this turn? Let's see. Land and War. I can pick up and replay. I've got a lot of mana. Let's keep this. Seems fine. Winding Way in hand. What is Dean Machine going to be doing? What are we trying to avoid? We're trying to avoid removal spell decks. We're trying to play against mono blue decks, I guess. They're on Forest, Abundant Growth, so they're playing Bogles. Let's play out the Llanowar Elf. A Malevolent Rumble, okay. So I don't really need my graveyard anymore here. Finds Glade Cover, Scout, Land, Ledgewalker. They choose the Ledgewalker because I cannot block that. What do I want to do? If I want to get my blue online, I should play the Pauper Elf out. I wonder if cycling the Ent makes sense. This is why Elves players take so long. I have to think about sequencing. We have 2 mana. Oh man. Okay, so let's just start doing things. I'll Forest Cycle, grab the Islet, play the Pauper Elf, and pass. And now next turn I have a lot of mana. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Play the Quirion Ranger. 5, 6. Or no, that's just 5 because the Quirion Ranger costs a mana. They play the Ledgewalker. The Avenging Hunter is not going to be very good. Plays a Cartouche of Solidarity. We are kind of looking for Masked Vandals. Plays a Ethereal Armor. So Avenging Hunter not very good. What if we go Winding Way? Creature. We find just Pauper Elf? Bro, don't do it. Ugh, that was bad. It's turn 3. Do I want to cycle the Generous Ent? I think I just need to get as many creatures on the table as possible. Or cycle getting lands out of the deck. Play the land. Play a Llanowar Elf. Untap the land. Play a Quirion Ranger. We'll untap the Llanowar Elf, picking up the land. Play an Pauper Elf. So I could actually block the Ledgewalker if I draw my Spellstutter Sprite. They play another Malevolent Rumble. They find Ancestral Mask, which they can cast now. So I'm pretty dead. But maybe I can block it. They play the Mask, it's a 12-12. So what's my best bet? Well, we got in. Play the Lead the Stampede. 1, 2, 3. Cast Lead the Stampede. Elf, Hydra, Spellstutter Sprite. Okay. So we're going to be able to block. Play an Elf. Untap. Play an Elf. Untap. I don't know why I did the untap there. 1, 2, 3 mana right now. 4 mana. I guess I'm just going to pass. We needed something crazy. Play Spirit Link. I can Spellstutter the Spirit Link. They clearly didn't look at what the cards that I drew. But the Ledgewalker is going to destroy me. We can block. Still taking 12. Sure, I'll shove a creature there. I don't know what I'm doing. Poor elf player getting destroyed by a bogle. They didn't have this flyer. I could have been an okay spot. We draw an Arbor Elf. Okay, I'll go to the next game. So we don't really have anything in our sideboard for this. I think Avenging Hunter ends up being poor. So maybe the Spinewoods Paladin is just better. It has trample as well, but I can gain life. And let's try that. Okay, here we are. We're going to take the play. We're looking for Masked Vandals, which we don't have. We do have Priest of Titania. So I think that the power is there. We're going to keep it. And this Zan Tunnel Web Explorer Spider-Man card, this one can help us because it can pick up and replay the Masked Vandals that we will hopefully draw. So turn 2, we just make 2 mana, cast a Priest of Titania. Our opponent could potentially be on things like Standard Bearer, which would be not great. Or Gut Shot. Sorry. Yeah, I figured I almost said it out loud and then we just got wrecked by the Gut Shot. Oh my god. I guess I should have brought in the Hydroblasts. Slippery Bogle comes down. Brutal. I was really banking on that one. Land. On a Hydra. I will cast the Hydra. It's an 0-1. There's no reason to cast that. Oh my god, this is so terrible. If I find a land in the next turn, I can play Priest of Titania, then I can untap, cast another Priest of Titania, and then cast Winding Way. I'm so dead. I'm so dead. They have a 5/5 with lifelink and hexproof. Okay, I quit. We'll see you in round 2. Maybe that'll go better. Thanks for watching. Did you know you could get sideboard guides on patreon.com/Kalikaiz? And did I mention you can get early access to videos on the YouTube page in the membership section? And if you like these videos, make sure to like and subscribe. Round 2. We got absolutely destroyed by that Gut Shot. I have more than one land. I have the Winding Way. Turn 2, I'll have a ton of mana if I don't get interacted with. This seems good, right? Seems like an elf hand. We could go land Arbor Elf and really confuse our opponent. Our opponent leads on a Drawsforge Bridge, so we're trying to find a Masked Vandal. We have the Arbor Elf, and we also have the untapped, the blue source, so we could, I don't know. So the Drawsforge Bridge is here. Worried about the potential for Krark-Clan Shaman, but we can't cast the Spellstutter Sprite on the next turn. Does look like Jund. They wildfire their bridge. So I don't really want to overextend. Maybe the correct play is to lay out the Priest and pass, and then I can cycle for the blue land. There's a Masked Vandal. So we're just going to cycle for the blue land. Hello, Masked Vandal. You're finally here. Untap the land. And then take out that bridge. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They have another bridge. So we're going to have Spellstutter on 2 next turn. They play Gixian Infiltrator. Play Islet. Play out the Llanowar Elves. Then I think I'm passing. They can make the Gixian a 3/2 by sacrificing the landscape. I think I'm countering this. Playing that second Gixian Infiltrator. I think I'll just use my time wisely. Counterspell. Did you see that one coming? And then we can block with 2 creatures on the Gixian. They can only sacrifice 1 thing this turn. They choose not to. Let's cast Winding Way, because I might be able to pick up the Spellstutter Sprite creature. We did find the card that can pick it up. So land, we can in-web. Let's attack in. This is not at instant speed, right? No. If I attack with a Masked Vandal, they can sacrifice a Spell Bomb, then my Masked Vandal dies. But if they don't, we don't have a creature to block with, because then they can just not do anything with the Spell Bomb. We hit them for 1. We in-web. Returning the Spellstutter Sprite. That's pretty sweet. And then I'll grab the island. I like that a lot. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Refurbished Familiar. I think I can discard the Arbor Elf. Looks like they have a Writhing Chrysalis. So they have 3 things they can sacrifice right now if they want to attack with a Gixian. I can just block with my in-web creature. My spider dude. We have a Generous Ent. I think I play the Priest of Titania and pass. We're just holding on to the Spellstutter Sprites. Next turn the Priest can cast a Generous Ent and block the Writhing Chrysalis. And then we will try to get to a position where we can Nyxborn Hydra them into the ground. They have 2 cards in hand. We have an Arbor Elf in the graveyard. So we could Masked Vandal another bridge. Then they have to sacrifice a Spell Bomb. I think I sprite a draw spell. Yeah, we're going to sprite that. Spellstutter. Maybe they have a cast down as well. I don't know. Looks like yes. And it's taking a good 45 seconds to cast 2 mana to cast a cast down. Okay, you got there. Interesting that they cast down the Spellstutter Sprite instead of my Masked Vandal. They drew a land, which they played. This Gixian is ginormous now. So is the Writhing Chrysalis. So is the Refurbished Familiar. So we're trying to draw into some draw spells. They can sacrifice 1, 2, 3 things. So I guess we just block with the in-web creature and then see if they want to sacrifice their Nile Spellbomb to get it to be a 5/4. They sacrifice a spawn. Then they can sacrifice the landscape. Then they still have to sacrifice a Spellbomb, which would leave me with the creature in the graveyard after combat in order to use another Masked Vandal potentially. They choose to sacrifice a Spellbomb. Okay. Then they also have to sacrifice their landscape, which they do. Should I play my land out? Probably. I will cast a Generous Ent. So how do I win this game? Probably by randomly drawing a... Oops, that was a mistake. Let's cast Priest of Titania. Let's cast the Quirion Ranger, just dumping my hand. Sacrifice the food. If I can draw into a Nyxborn Hydra, I can just lethal them. Pass the turn. They play another Refurbished Familiar. I guess that would have been a reason not to play my land, because I just drew them a card. They play a Blood Fountain. So now if they have a Krark-Clan Shaman, I'm super dead. They also have a lot of things they can sacrifice to make their Gixian Infiltrator really large. Looks like they don't have anything in hand. They use the map token on the Gixian Infiltrator, making it ginormous. They find a Twisted Landscape, which they can now cycle if they choose. They choose instead to play the Twisted Landscape so they can sacrifice it, making their thing even bigger. Discarding a card with a Blood. Could have discarded the Twisted Landscape or cycled it for more cards. They'd rather have the 1 counter, I guess. They get in for 8. No blocks this turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have an Avenging Hunter. So what happens if I play the Avenging Hunter? Probably nothing great, but we'll play it. Take the initiative. So now they have to block. They have to attack with, I think, everything in order to take the initiative back. They play out a Nile Spellbomb. Cracks it. Drawing into something. They found another Chrysalis. What? They're only attacking with 1 creature. I will block. Block with the Masked Vandal. And then we're looking to go Lost Well, I think. What is happening? My best draw is probably some sort of big card draw spell. My opponent's just in danger of timing out. 16 minutes on clock on turn 8. Plays a Wellspring. They have 1 card in hand now. We're in a Lost Well trying to find something good to do. Scry 2. Another Avenging Hunter is not good enough. Bottom. We draw a Masked Vandal, which can take out, I guess, the Blood Fountain, or it can take out the Refurbished Familiar. This is just so bad. I'll get rid of the Refurbished Familiar. The reason is I just want it off the table so that they can't necessarily take the initiative back. Sacrificing, making their Gixian bigger and bigger and bigger. The Eviscerer's Insight. Draws a bunch of cards. Chooses attack in again. We block. They're still not, like, trying to kill me, which I don't understand. I think not attacking with a Refurbished Familiar was a mistake because I would have blocked it and they could have just gotten it back with the Blood Fountain. Here they have another Refurbished Familiar, so I guess their mistake was not, that it was not actually a mistake. Okay, they play another land. Another Writhing Chrysalis. Elves in Shambles. 1 card draw spell. 1 card draw spell. I'm going to go into, I guess, the arena. Make sure they attack with their Eldrazi spawn. Because I'm trying to go into archives. We found a Nyxborn Hydra. We have 10. Untap. Untap. Land. Hydra on the Avenging Hunter. Probably die anyway to this, but it's okay. I'm going to send in the team. We have a 22 power creature. Plus 7, so it's a 27. 27, 26. Coming in hot. Out. So they have to put 9 toughness in front of it. Probably have to block with at least 1 Chrysalis. Blocking with a spawn, 2 spawns, and a Chrysalis. Okay. They're shoving all the Chrysalises in front. I don't get it. I don't really understand that. Okay. They can do what they want. It's not my job to tell them what to do. They're okay. 12. They have 15. I think all their Chrysalis will die now, and I still deal them damage. Then I can unblock or untap my creature. I've already used my Quirion Ranger this turn. Okay, he takes 6. I guess it's your turn. But they can Blood Fountain back 2 Chrysalises. They use Eviscerator's Insight, sacrificing a Refurbished Familiar. That makes the Gixian into a 16 power creature. I don't think they'll be able to take out my Nyxborn Hydra without also killing the Gixian, because they'd have to have Toxin Analysis. And now they can't even attack into the initiative. And they concede. Okay. I did not think we were going to win that one, but somehow we did. So what do I need to take out? I do not know. The Avenging Hunter actually won me that game, even though I feel like it shouldn't have. I think I just want the blasts. I could be wrong. And then we just cut the Avenging Hunter. And we're working on just slapping them with a Nyxborn Hydra at some point. Is that just too weak? I think it's fine. Maybe it's not. I mean, the Nyxborn Hydra is what won us the game, but the Avenging Hunter allowed us to get through. Okay, in this hand we can't keep. No lands. Mulligan into... this seems solid. We'll keep. Now, I don't know if I want the Spellstutter Sprite here. I like that I have the Blue Blast. I should probably just keep the draw spells. Put back the Sprite. We're going to lead on Forest Arbor Elf, and then I can cycle for the blue land. I play a landscape. Land, Arbor Elf. We drew another Winding Way. I wonder if I should just not get the blue land and then just cast the Winding Way this turn. Play a forest. Cast down my creature. So I guess it's free to just get my tap land now. I'm not doing anything else anyway. Your turn. If they wildfire my islet, then I can just get the island. They play a bridge. So a good draw could potentially be... I guess I'm getting rid of the Blue Blast. They played Refurb. Arbor Elf, huh? Let's play Winding Way. Creature. We just whiffed so hard. I should have chosen lands. We milled land. They play a landscape, so I'm assuming that they have a Chrysalis here. It's like, no. They get in for 2. Okay, the post-combat Chrysalis. Llanowar. Arbor Elf. I'm ready to go to the next game, but I think we should stretch it out. Only because my opponent is barely moving. We have to take those edges that we can get. We have 4 mana. So what do we do? Cast Winding Way? Another Chrysalis? Ugh. Okay, I'll just go to the next game. I'm over it. What if the Spellstutter isn't good? Maybe the Zan Tunnel Web. Like, really, I want Masked Vandal, pick it up, Masked Vandal you again. And if the only thing I care about is Krark-Clan Shaman, they don't need the blue blasts. We're just going to go back into the Avenging Hunter plan and try to come out underneath them. We'll see. Alrighty. So I have the turn 2 Masked Vandal. Let's keep. Only issue is that I can't Sprite. Play a land, pass the turn. Probably shouldn't yield through the turn because they could discard my Generous End. Alright, so we are cycling for a forest. And we will punish those bridges. Get out of here. Land Vandal. They are down a land. Lays out a swamp. Looks like they might have been relying on the Cleansing Wildfire. We have another land. So Generous End, we can forest cycle that. I can forest cycle it for a forest and then cast Winding Way. Or I can forest cycle it for... I think I should just forest cycle it for the dual land. Now I can attack in. And on the next turn, hold up Spellstutter Sprite for like multiple spells in a row of theirs, or just Masked Vandal another bridge. They play a landscape and an Ichor Wellspring. So I can Vandal the Wellspring so that they cannot... Alright, let's just play Llanowar. Gives me 4 mana on the following turn. Get in for 1. I could have Vandaled the Wellspring so that it could not be able to use a Dispute effect on it, like an Eviscerator's Insight, but I feel like holding out the Spellstutter Sprite and just countering that is fine. They play a Swamp out. Blood Fountain. I will Spellstutter. This can stop them from being able to play a Refurb this turn. And they can't cast down the Spellstutter and counter the Blood Fountain because I have 1 fairy in play already because of the Masked Vandal. They pass. We have Avenging Hunter. I only have 4 mana though. Let's go for Winding Way. Creature. Draw a bunch of creatures. Going to attack. Leaving up the Spellstutter, and the following turn I can Priest. What are they doing? They're going to use the Dispute effect. We will counter. So they made my choice for me, kind of. And I'll get in. On the next turn, I have no real decisions. I can Vandal a bridge and play the Priest of Titania. They choose to play a bridge. Alright, well that thing's going to get eaten. We have even more mana. Masked Vandal. Exile the End. Play a Priest of Titania. I'm extending pretty hard here. So they could fetch for a red and then untap, play like a bridge and then go Krark-Clan Toxin and wipe most of my boards except for the 2 Spellstutter Sprites. We do have 4 mana in play already. We would need another mana in play in order to cast the Avenging Hunter and try to come back into the game after a board wipe like that. I have 5 elves on the table, so I can make 9 mana, 10, 11 on the next turn. Hydra goes -5, but then we go back up to 7 because of it fetching a land. They did fetch a mountain. Plays a Vault of Whispers. They're going to go Krark-Clan Shaman, then sacrifice and then dispute their creature. They sacrifice a Fanatical Offering their creature. So maybe I shouldn't have played the priest on that turn, or just have held back one of my elves. Now my okay. Now my best draw is a land, I think. Find a priest. Play Priest of Titania and attack for 4. We're nickel and diming them into the ground. My opponent has 3 lands in play and a map token. They play a bridge. They're going to cast down. Okay. This is 4, 5, 6 it would be. I'm going to bestow onto the Spellstutter Sprite, making it a 2-turn clock. Bam. They go to 3 life. They play a bridge. Now they could play a Writhing Chrysalis. And then I think I can win through that because all I have to do is bestow onto my other sprite and they can't block both of them. Can't cast Snuff Out. I found an island. We'll bestow here. Looks like Elves is going to beat Jund with my fairies on the way. We'll see you in round 3. Okay, here we go. Round 3. We have a Masked Vandal, but I can't do anything with that. I think I should mulligan. Okay, this seems fine. Let's put back the Zon Tunnel Web Explorer. Is that correct? On turn 3, we can cast the Avenging Hunter. I think I'm going to put back the Spellstutter. Land our elf. Okay, our opponent is playing bridges again, but we can punish. Uh-oh. Accidentally F6 my turn on accident. I was lucky that I had a creature in play. I will Forest Cycle, grab a forest, and then Vandal you, exiling the Genersent. They play a Spell Bomb. So 1, 2, 3. We have a Winding Way. I think I just play the Priest and attack in for 2. So this is Jund again, apparently. And what can we do? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 3 mana off the Priest. 4, 5. They play Snow-Covered Swamp. Acre Wellspring. Okay. I don't know what the Snow-Covered Swamp means. Let's jam an Avenging Hunter and grab that initiative. And then we'll grab Island, play the Island, untap, and Winding Way on creature. Find 2 creatures. Attack in. Now I can pick up and replay the Avenging Hunter, which could be pretty sweet. That also ramps me. Or if they kill one of my creatures, then I can pick up and replay the Vandal to kill their land. I don't even need to pick up and replay the Avenging Hunter because I can just play another Avenging Hunter. Ooh, Refurbished Familiar, huh? Well, I will discard my Explorer guy. I'll forge onto my Avenging Hunter. And then attack. What should I do now? We can use the In-Web on the Masked Vandal, and then let's go In-Web the Vandal, grabbing a forest. We have 1, 2. I will untap. I probably shouldn't overextend. Let's just play the Masked Vandal, making them sacrifice a Spell Bomb. We'll go after the Refurbished Familiar or the bridge. I'll go after the bridge. Doesn't really matter. Just makes them sacrifice a Spell Bomb. And then pass. They play a Wellspring. So they're probably going to have the Krark-Clan Shaman now. But I have a lot of beaters, and we win the game. Sick. I think we resubmit. Masked Vandal really punishes bridges. Game 2, we've opened 1 land, 1 creature, nothing else I can cast. Mulligan. We've got the Sprite. We have, guess I'm keeping this and putting back the Hydra. And then we're just going to try and Winding Way into some stuff to do. They play a Blood Fountain. Play a land and pass the turn. Not very strong. They play a Mountain. So they're nervous about their bridges. I'll Forest Cycle, grabbing a forest. Then we'll play a Winding Way. We find Vandal. Okay. And the Tunnel Web Explorer. Or Spider Guy thing. On the next turn, I could cast Lead the Stampede and then discard in a hand size. Turning on the Masked Vandal. They play another Swamp out. We've also chosen the worst possible arts. Plays a refurbished familiar. We will discard Sprite, I guess, and then go for Pauper Elf, land, Vandal you. Get rid of your Wellspring. By getting rid of the Wellspring, it stops them from being able to dispute it and draw 3 cards. And it also means that if they Krark-Clan Shaman, they have to sacrifice these kinds of things. They Cleansing Wildfire their bridge. I have 5 mana, so I can inweb the Vandal and then Vandal again on the Slagwoods bridge, which is pretty sweet. I'm definitely going to do that. They get in for 2. I will attack in for 1. We will inweb that guy, pick up the Masked Vandal, grabbing a forest, play the island, untap the forest, and Vandal. Get rid of your bridge. Sprite is gone. So no green sources for them right now. Now I can Sprite on 2. I can cast Lead the Stampede this turn and hold open Sprite on 2. And Masked Vandal the familiar, revealing an Ichor Wellspring. They choose to keep it on top. I'm definitely going to Sprite it if I can. Refurbs a 3/2. They Cleansing Wildfire. Grab a forest. They drew the Wellspring. Plays the Wellspring. Darn. So I will cycle the... Do I even want to cycle the Generscent? Let's start with Lead the Stampede. Boink. Avenging Hunter, Llanowar Elves. Okay. Put the bottom in any order. We'll cycle. Grab the Tangled Islet. Play it. Attack in. They choose to block. Okay. So now the board is clear. They might play a Writhing Chrysalis this turn, though. They're duressing me. Sure, I'll Sprite your duress. You know my hand. I don't know why you duressed me. I guess they duressed me so that they could resolve a Fanatical Offering. Okay, that's fair. They play out the Krark-Clan Shaman. Pass the turn. I'll just go ahead and slam my Avenging Hunter then. Bam! We take the initiative. And then I will untap a land and Lead the Stampede. Grab some creatures. Sweet. Winding Waves on the bottom, unfortunately. Send. Opponent will go to 18. So once again, we can pick up and replay the Masked Vandal. We can pick up and replay the Avenging Hunter. I'm not super worried about the Krark-Clan Shaman. Maybe I should be. They go Toxin. Sure. This is going to leave me with the Avenging Hunter live for a couple of turns. They went back to 22 life. Is now the time for a Writhing Chrysalis? They Wildfire. Guess we're out of blue sources. Got me. So maybe I have to go Lostwell. They play the Gixian Infiltrator. We have a lot of lands in play. Like, the inwebbing has been pretty nice. I think I will Lostwell. Scry 2. Vandal Hydra. I think I go top. Draw the Vandal. Play land. We are going to Masked Vandal and get rid of the Blood Fountain. Getting rid of Arbor Elf. Now I can actually... Should I pick it back up? I can't pick it back up right now because it has to be tapped. And then should I just cast the... I don't want to cast the Zen. So we'll play out the Priest of Titania. And maybe 1 elf. And no attacks. They play an Ichor Wellspring. Draws a card. Plays a Nile Spellbomb. They can sacrifice 1 thing right now. If they sacrifice the map token first, they can sacrifice 2 things. Plays out a Krark-Clan Shaman. Okay. Okay, sacrifice... Yep. They have to sacrifice 3 things to kill my Masked Vandal, and then I can just shove my Sprite into the Gixian. Then it dies. I'm not sure they thought this one through. I will block, unless you have a Snuff Out. Okay, I get to go into Stash, which gives me the blue source. Create a treasure token. We have the Hydra. I will attack in for 1. Then I will inweb. Pick this one up. Alrighty. Grab my last forest. We can play out... Should I Nyxborn? If I bestow onto this, pretty big. Alright, I have a big creature. Your turn. It's a 6/5. They play a bridge. Is it time for the Chrysalis? Play out a Refurbished Familiar. That's scary for me. Bummer. Discard a Llanowar Elves. 2 mana. They're probably going to sacrifice the Refurb. This is a Spider Human, I think. Spider Human Hero. They attack. For blocking. They need to sacrifice 2 things to keep that alive. Now I still have a Nyxborn Hydra. It's a 2/3. Now I get a Catacomb. I get into the Catacombs, which gives me a 4/1 Black Skeleton creature token with Menace. And I draw another Tunnel Web Explorer. What do I want to do? I think I'm passing. Cast down my Hydra. Okay. A Fanatical Offering. We still have the Spellstutter Sprite to block. Here we go. They're attacking with the refurb. I'll flash in the Sprite. Let's see if they have another cast down. Cycles a landscape. Block. Sweet. So we're going to take no damage. We get to go into the end of the Undercity. Going into Throne of the Dead 3. They have a Nihil Spellbomb. What do I want to grab? I don't know. Probably just an Avenging Hunter if I can. The rest. I basically have no non-creatures. We go into the Undercity. So we're going to take the Avenging Hunter. Go into the initiative. We have no more lands left. Draw a Quirion Ranger. I'll attack for 4. And then I guess I'm just going to play out my Zan. Do I want to pick up and replay the Avenging Hunter though? Maybe. Let's play the Quirion Ranger out. I'm just going to overextend, I guess. Your turn. If they refurb me, I can pick up a land. They crack the Spellbomb to draw a card. What do I want to forge onto? Probably the Menace creature. They play a Gixian Infiltrator. And then we're going to make it bigger with a map token. And they reveal Draw Swords Bridge and draw it. So it's currently at 3-2. Okay. So maybe I forge onto my Zan. Tunnel Web Explorer. Forge. Now I can attack into the Gixian. We draw Llanowar Elves. We'll attack in. Pew pew pew. We have 18 damage. They have to block the spider guy. Or use a cast down. They cast down on my Avenging Hunter. Alright. They're going to take 10. Looks like they're good with 10 damage. I'll untap. Picking up my forest. And then play Llanowar Elves. And play the forest. This is just threatening lethal. I guess they're going to go to 2 off the trap. If they find a Krark-Clan Shaman, they can not kill the entire board. Looks like they're going Krark-Clan Shaman. Okay. So they have to have a cast down as well. Maybe they play out a Writhing Chrysalis and then wipe the board? Okay. Looks like they might have a Writhing Chrysalis coming up. Plays a land. 1 card in hand. They did not have a Writhing Chrysalis. So we get to trap them. Boom. They go to 2 life. I draw a Hydra. I'll make an 8-9 Hydra. Your turn. Somehow we're just piling on the Jund people. They're going to Fanatical Offering away a land. They get a map token. Cycles a landscape. I don't think they're going to get there. We've got an 8-9 Trampler. Having more lands in play was pretty good. They ended up cast downing the Hydra. Okay. So we're going to draw a card. We find Priest of Titania and a Spellstutter Sprite. I guess I just put the Priest on the table. If I hit the throne, still just looking for Avenging Hunter to close the game. Take the Avenging Hunter. Back into the initiative. To the top room. Can't get anything. Winding Way, okay. Creature, we're looking for what? Another Avenging Hunter's good. So we just go Avenging Hunter, put the counters on the Priest. Forge onto my Priest of Titania. Attacking for 3. Wonk. GG. Crazy. That was quite an experience. We'll see you in round 4. Okay, we're here in round 4 on the play. Don't really have anything to do, so I think I should mulligan. We've got solid hand. We can put back a forest. We have 3 men on turn 2, right? We go forest, elf, keep. Let's just see what happens. What's Victor Vector doing? What are the odds that it's Jund again? Ooh, Volatile Fjord. I'm going to forest cycle or the Tangled Islet. Play the Islet. Untap. Play Quirion Ranger. Because this allows me to go for Spellstutter Sprite on like a Lightning Bolt or something. They go for Bolt on the Arbor Elf. Wait, no, this doesn't actually work the way that I wanted, because if I untap this, then I untap that. That's only 1 mana, so never mind. I play a Perilous Landscape. Can I beat the deck that plays Fire Cannonade and Breath Weapon or whatever in the main deck? Vandal, Quirion, and then 2 Spider People. Okay. Let's attack for 1. Bam. One thing is, this deck can't really beat the Avenging Hunter, I think. Maybe they can, because they're going to have Murmuring Mystic. Ooh, Jeskai Ephemerate, apparently. They play out a Glacial Floodplain. So, Masked Vandal's good against them, I suppose. They find a Preordain. Let's play out the Priest of Titania. Play a land. It'll be pretty sick if we can just wreck their lands. We've lost an Arbor Elf and a Generous that went to the graveyard previously, so I can play the Masked Vandal 2 times. They crack the landscape for an island. Then they cast a Preordain. I'm just going to snap off a Spellstutter Sprite and make them interact. They could just bolt my Priest of Titania. They choose to take out the Sprite. Okay. So next turn I have 2, 3. I think I can play the Zan, then not sure what I want to do. Now they have Ephemerate on the Augur Bolus. Not good for me. Revealing a Scred. We're hoping to find Nyxborn Hydra. Let's go Quirion Ranger, and then in-web the Priest, I guess. So we get the Zan, get a Forest, play a Priest. When it gets to resolve the Ephemerate on their Augur Bolus. I have maybe Fairy Macabre to bring in. The Hydroblast could also be okay. We probably just want to attack with the Zan, Tunnel Web Explorer, and then in-web it again, and just keep going back and forth. Okay, they take out the Priest of Titania. At some point, they're going to play a bridge, right? I feel like if you have the bridges in hand, you should just cast them, or just put them on the table. We'll get in for 4. Okay, we'll use the in-web to pick up the Zan. They could counterspell. They choose to counterspell. Let's play Quirion Ranger. They have the Cleansing Wildfire, so if they wanted, they could Wildfire maybe our blue source, or they could play out a bridge and then Wildfire the bridge. They're going to go Drifter Ephemerate, leaving up Counterspell. I'll just try to cast the Zan again. Alright. We get another land, and then we can pick up the land, and then put an Arbor Elf on the table. Best case scenario is that we draw into and resolve the Avenging Hunter. A cycle for an island. They're still being careful not to put any bridges on the table. Looks like they have a breath weapon. It's not very fun. That's okay. Then they have a Thraben Charm. Okay, you have an Augur Bolus. I'm just gonna go the next game. We would have maybe drawn into some stuff. Hard to say. So let's bring in the Macabres. So let's get rid of these Sprites and bring in a bunch of Hydros. Do I want the Fairy Macabres? Like, they can recycle counter spells. Fairy Macabre seems like it's mostly for... Get rid of these. Seems like it's mostly for Spy. I'm going to just go for a normal Turbo Avenging Hunter plan, I guess, with a ridiculous amount of Hydroplasts. Okay. I'm on the play, but I have no lands. Okay, this seems good. Keep. We'll put back the... It's going to be Arbor Elf or Llanowar Elves. I think it's going to be the Llanowar. Okay. Play land, play the Arbor Elf, pass the turn. My opponent led with a Volatile Fjord. So let's grab a regular basic and play out... Oh no. I untapped the land that was already untapped. Oh man. I misclicked pretty badly there. I meant to go tap, tap, or tap, untap, but I just... Jeez. They bolt my creature. Play an island, play Preordain. Was very unfortunate. Maybe I should have had more. Go Winding Way for a creature. So we find a bunch of Vandals. So my opponent knows I have 2 Vandals in hand. They play out their bridge. Then they're going to Wildfire their bridge. They're passing. I guess they want to counterspell the Vandal. No basic. But just play a Vandal. You have to use the counterspell. There you go. They've used a Bolt already. Really, I'd love to be able to resolve the Priest of Titania and then untap and double Vandal them. They're holding up a Volatile Fjord. No. Cycles Lorien revealed. We're going to have plenty of lands. We'll Vandal your land. Then play out Llanowar. And put in Preordains. Plays another bridge. We're going to Wildfire that bridge. Let's play the Priest of Titania and get rid of another bridge then. Vandal. Get rid of an Arbor Elf. And attack. They kill my Priest of Titania with a Scred. Plays Augur Bolus out. We have 4 mana. Augur whiffs. Think I try to lead the Stampede? This feels really, like, impossible. They use an Ephemerate. They didn't have Counterspell in hand. They find a Preordain. Okay. We can put a bunch of cards in our hand. Sweet. I think I selected them all. Then I can cycle the Genersent and play out my dual land. Attack for 2. For some reason I thought maybe I could have another mana there, but I did not. I have the Ephemerate still. Ephemerate resolves on the Augur Bolus, finding a counterspell. So what do I cast? Priest of Titania? Place another Rustvale Bridge. You choose to Archaeomancer to get back a Scred. That's weird. This would be a good moment to draw an Avenging Hunter. Casting a Preordain. Let's just put some mana creatures on the table. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, your turn. They Wildfire their bridge, getting more mana. Preordain is gone. Still has the counter spell in hand. Another wildfire looks like. Or cast into the fire to kill double elf. Okay, I'm just going to move on. I think they had full control. Round 5. Okay, I'm going to keep this one. I have elf into priest into try to draw some cards. Let's go ahead and play our Arbor Elf out. Uh-oh, it's a mountain. Bad news for the home team. Lava Dart my elf. I mean, I can just jam a Priest of Titania. You can Lava Dart that as well by sacrificing your land. So clearly, post-board, we need all of the Hydroblasts and our life gain creature. They play a mountain, a Galvanic Blast, so maybe this could be like Rally Red. Plays a Voldaren Epicure. What am I looking to do? Play Islet. I'll play out the Winding Way, choosing creature. We find Sprite, Llanowar, Avenging Hunter. So I can cycle for an island, play the Llanowar Elves, and then I have Spellstutter Sprite for the Lava Dart. They play a Reckless Impulse, so it's pretty much confirmed to be Rally Red. They find another Reckless Impulse on a mountain. They jam a Tomb Raider. Gets in for 3. We're trying to find bigger creatures. Avenging Hunter is sketchy, very, very sketchy. I can't tap my creatures right now, so I'll play the Llanowar, play a land, play out the Quirion Ranger. I guess we're trying to get the Genercent down so that we can, like, start blocking and gaining life and then just get ahead of them. I guess best case scenario is they Lava Dart right now, but they didn't. Our opponent plays out a Reckless Impulse, finding double Kessig Flame Breather. Would have been great if I had a Masked Vandal in play. They can jam the Kessig Flame Breather now. They go Chain Lightning, so we will Spellstutter. And then they have to sacrifice their land. We lose the Spellstutter Sprite. Chain Lightning will resolve on the Llanowar. I don't have any ability to pay for that red. They're going to have double Flame Breather in exile. They play a Clockwork Percussionist. We can make 5 mana and play the Avenging Hunter, or we can get in, play out the Zan, and then pick up the Quirion Ranger, replay it. I'll have a decent amount of mana. I could play the Genercent on the following turn. I'm going to attack, and then play the Zan, pick up the Quirion Ranger. We'll get a forest, play a Quirion Ranger, pick up the forest, replay the forest, and play a Quirion Ranger. Now I'm going to shove my 4/3 in front of the Tomb Raider. We're going to go to 10. They can only play 1 Kessig out. I have 5 into 6 mana off the Quirion to play the Genercent. They have double Flame Breather this turn. So maybe it's better for me to just block everything, get their table cleared, play the Avenging Hunter. Then they have to attack into the Avenging Hunter I block. They have 1 card in hand. I mean, Galvanic Blast is currently online. But then I can put the Avenging Hunter down, follow it up by playing a Genercent. Seems like if they attack in, I block everything. They play the Kessig and the second Kessig. They do not attack. Let's try Winding Way. Creature. We have the Masked Vandal. So I can play Priest of Titania. Untap my... or untap. I could attack with the Zan and then untap it. It seems fine. Attack. It will give them a creature off the clock, or a card off the Clockwork potentially. They take the 4. We untap it, picking up a land. Play the land. Play the Masked Vandal. We're going to exile your Clockwork Percussionist, so you can't get a card off of it, and then pass. Then I think we would have to exile the Great Furnace as well, coming up. Seems like now I can, well, we have 4. Gonna have a lot of elves in play. I can put the Genercent on the table and crack the clue. Maybe I can also play the Avenging Hunter. I have 5, 9, 13. This would be Masked Vandal, your thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 13 still. 6 plus 4 is, or 5 is 11, so I can play both the creatures. And I can, sweet. I forgot I can also play the Avenging Hunter, get a forest, play the Genercent, crack it, and have the Vandal in play. Be back to 15 life, threatening to attack them. I could see us potentially winning this game. Okay, our opponent kills our Priest of Titania. Well, there goes a lot of my mana. They play out a Thermal Alchemist. We have another Genercent. Let's attack with the Zan. Our opponent takes the 4. I think it makes the most sense to put the Avenging Hunter on the table, because it gives me a land, and then it also allows me to play the Genercent on the next turn. It's just more beaters. Pass. Let's see what my opponent draws. And if they wanted to attack in to take the initiative, I can untap this Zan, Tunnel Web Explorer, block the Kessig, Block the Volden Epicure, put both my Quirions in front of the Tomb Raider. When it goes to combat, will they attack? No attacks. Alright, I'll take that. We're going to forge onto the Avenging Hunter. Can we kill our opponent? It's 11 damage coming in. I wonder if I want to Masked Vandal the blood token. Probably not. So they have to block. They're going to double block here to kill my Spider-Man creature. They're going to take 7, which means that they die to the trap next turn. All I have to do is stay alive. What's my best way to stay alive? Probably Masked Vandal. Get rid of your land. So you have fewer things you can cast. And then play another Priest or Quirion Ranger. They put me to 9. So double spell, I think, just straight kills me. They have a Lightning Bolt. Maybe I should have gotten the blood token, which would have forced them to use it. So if they whiff on a spell, I win. If they don't, I lose. Looks like they drew a spell. They ping me to 2. And a Chain Lightning. Bringing in all of the Hydroblasts. And the Paladin, of course. Avenging Hunter might be a bit of a risk. So let's just change. And then I think the Winding Ways are good. I mean the Masked Vandals. If I can pick up and replay the Spinewood Paladin, I'll be feeling pretty happy about things. I don't know if the Masked Vandals are any good. No, but I said that previously. I think I'd rather just take out the Zan. Maybe not. This is a tough situation. I might just not have enough time for those. Alright, I'll keep and play Llanowar Elves on turn 1. Your turn. Our opponent kills the Llanowar Elves. It was too scary. Let's cast a Winding Way. Creature, we find a bunch of stuff. We're going to discard, I think it's going to be the Hydra. I'm pretty far from being able to use that. They play out a mountain. Play the Clockwork Percussionist, which I can exile with the Masked Vandal. They get in for 3. I really would be great to draw land here. We did not draw land. So let's Masked Vandal and then get rid of your Clockwork. They do not get to get a card because it got exiled. I think I should keep the Vans in, or the Spider Creature, because ramping a little bit into the Spinewood Paladin would just be too strong. If I can get 3 of these on the table, y'all have trample and gain me some life. I don't know if I can rely on the Priest of Titania to do the ramping. They choose to attack. I'll block. I mean, sure, you can Galvanic Blast it if you want. Plays a Kessig Flame Breather. A land. Another Tomb Raider. 2 cards in hand. If I Winding Way for land, we'll be in a good spot. I think I have to... I guess I'm going to try Winding Way for land. We got a land! The Pauper Elf. We binned a bunch of good stuff. But what are we supposed to do? I have no mana. I'm not sure this is built to have mana. Not a mana heavy deck. So Synthesizer makes all their Tomb Raiders into 2/2s. They get in, I will block. Maybe they'll Lava Dart my creature. Use Cast into the Fire. I can play Masked Vandal and Vandal the Synthesizer, at least, I guess. They exile land. We need runner lands. If I find a land, I can plot the Paladin, then on the next turn play Paladin, and gain 6 life and have 2 5/4s. But I just don't have that going on right now. My opponent can get in for 3. I'll block 1 and take 2 going to 10. And then they use the Galvanic Blast to finish it off. 1 card in hand. They do have the Lava Dart in the graveyard. I'll cast the Nyxborn Hydra as a 2/3. They found a Lightning Bolt to go face. I block, I go to 3, and they have a Lava Dart in hand. So we ended up 2 and 3. This deck seemed a little bit clunky, but I think a lot of it was just me not really understanding how to elf it out. Let me know if you feel like there was some misplays that I did. I'm sure there are more than a few. I don't think I'm going to be picking up elves again anytime soon, but it was cool to play Spellstutter Sprite in there. Hopefully you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next video.